The field was heavy with silence, the kind of silence that makes even the strongest heart uneasy. The air carried the weight of tension, and every sound, every shuffle of a foot, every deep breath seemed louder than it should have been. On one side stood the enemy, their numbers vast, their weapons gleaming in the light. They looked certain of victory, their voices loud with laughter and confidence, as if the fight had already been won before it had begun. On the other side were the cubs, young and untested, their bodies small and their eyes filled with uncertainty. They had always been seen as too weak to fight, creatures who belonged in the safety of shadows rather than on the open field. But today they stood here because there was no other choice. Behind them there was no safe place left to run to. The humans stood among them, calm yet watchful, aware of the fear spreading like fire through the young hearts. He could see their hesitation, the way their paws twitched, the way they looked at one another as if searching for someone else to take the first step. Fear was natural, he knew that. But fear could also grow into chains, and chains would destroy them before the enemy even touched them. He did not raise his voice, did not shout commands, because he understood something deeper. The cubs did not need words in this moment. They needed faith. The enemy advanced a little, testing their nerves. Their boots struck the earth in a rhythm that made the ground tremble, and with every step forward, the cubs seemed to shrink back. Some lowered their eyes, some clenched their small jaws, and some trembled visibly. The human's gaze moved across them, not with disappointment, but with a steady kind of strength. He knew that what they carried inside was far more important than the strength of their bodies. But how could he reach them? How could he remind them that courage was not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward in spite of it? It was then that he lifted his hand. The cubs noticed, their attention pulled away from the enemy. They looked at him, waiting, though they did not know what for. And then, in the stillness of the battlefield, the human pressed his lips together and gave a single, sharp whistle. It cut through the air like lightning, startling even the enemy for a brief second. The sound was not long, not loud enough to shake the earth, but it carried something deeper, a signal, a promise, a reminder. The whistle told the cubs what words could not. It told them they were not alone. It told them that even though they stood on the edge of something terrifying, someone believed in them. It told them that the enemy's numbers and weapons did not define the fight, but their hearts did. The cubs froze, staring at the human, as if the sound had struck something inside them. Their eyes widened, and for the first time since they had stepped onto the field, their breaths steadied. The enemy laughed, mocking the sound, thinking it was a foolish gesture. To them, it was nothing more than a weak attempt to give courage where none existed. But they did not understand what it meant to those who heard it. To the cubs, that whistle was more than just air and sound. It was a bridge between their fear and their courage, between their weakness and their strength. It reminded them that they had a reason to stand, a reason to fight, even if the world had always called them too small. One cub lifted his head a little higher. Another tightened his stance, his paws steadying on the ground. One by one, they began to change, not in size, not in strength, but in spirit. The whistle echoed in their minds like a heartbeat, pushing away the fear and calling forward the courage that had always been hidden deep inside. The human lowered his hand, but did not move. He didn't need to. His signal had already done its work. The air felt different now. The cubs were no longer only frightened children standing in front of an enemy too great to face. They were something else, something the enemy could not yet see but would soon learn to fear. The whistle had reminded them of something vital. They were not fighting for pride or glory. They were fighting for survival, for each other, and for the one who had stood beside them when no one else believed they could. In that brief silence after the whistle, the field itself seemed to pause. The enemy still smirked, still believed they had the advantage. But the cubs, their eyes locked on the human, understood that something inside them had shifted. The first spark of courage had been lit and it was ready to burn. The sharp sound of the whistle still lingered in the air when the cubs felt something stir deep within them. The fear that had made their paws shake only moments before began to fade, replaced by a fire they did not know they carried. For the first time, they stopped looking at the enemy's numbers and weapons and started looking at the human who had given them the signal. His calm presence told them one thing: he believed in them. That belief became their strength. The enemy might have thought they were too small, too unprepared, too fragile. But in that instant, the cubs no longer cared about what others thought of them. They cared only about proving to themselves that they were not powerless. One cub was the first to move. His step was small, hesitant at first, but then it grew firmer, stronger. His eyes burned with a determination that spread to the others. Another cub followed, then another, until all of them began to move as one. Their bodies, once tense with fear, now pushed forward with force. The trembling that had once been a sign of weakness turned into energy that burst into speed. Within moments, the cubs were running, no longer away from the enemy, but straight toward them. What began as scattered steps became a charge, a wave of courage racing across the battlefield. The enemy laughed at first, mocking their size and their boldness. To them, it seemed like desperation, a handful of young ones rushing toward certain defeat. But the laughter stopped the moment the first clash rang out. The cubs did not strike with hesitation. Every swing of their claws, every snap of their jaws carried a force that came not from muscle but from spirit. Their roars filled the air, not childish cries, but the deep, fierce sounds of hearts that had decided to fight no matter the cost. The battlefield shook, not because the cubs were many, but because they fought with the strength of lions. Each strike was sharper, each movement quicker, because they had nothing to lose and everything to protect. The enemy, who had once stood tall and sure of themselves, began to stumble back, surprised by the power behind every blow. They had expected fear. They had expected surrender. But instead, they were met with fire. The human watched from behind, his eyes fixed on the young fighters who were no longer just cubs. He could see the change in them, the way their shoulders carried strength, the way their steps struck the ground with confidence. Pride filled his heart, not pride for himself, but for them. They had discovered their own power, and it was stronger than anything he could have given them with words. His whistle had only unlocked what was already there. Every part of the battle told a story. One cub leapt higher than anyone thought possible, striking an enemy twice his size and knocking him to the ground. Another ducked low, using quick movements to outsmart a soldier who had underestimated him. Together, they moved like a single force, each one protecting the other, each one feeding on the courage of their companions. Their unity was their weapon, and their belief was their shield. The enemy tried to regroup, shouting orders, but their voices cracked under the weight of disbelief. They could not understand how creatures so small, so young, could stand against them. Yet every attempt to break the cubs' spirit failed. The cubs refused to stop. They refused to step back. With every passing second, their courage grew, and the enemy's confidence crumbled. Dust rose into the air, mixing with the sound of roars and the clash of bodies. The battlefield no longer looked like a place where the weak faced the strong. It looked like a place where heart and determination could break the chains of fear. The cubs fought not just with their bodies, but with something far greater, the belief that they could win, even when no one else believed it. As the battle raged, the ground seemed to tremble beneath their charge. The sound of their paws striking the earth became a rhythm, like the beating of a war drum. The enemy, once advancing with certainty, was now forced to defend themselves, their lines breaking under the unexpected storm. The cubs' fire was not something that could be measured in numbers. It was raw, untamed, and unstoppable. And in that moment, the cubs were no longer seen as weak or unready. They were seen as warriors, their courage larger than their size, their spirit louder than the weapons of the enemy. They had answered the call, not with fear, not with retreat, but with the kind of bravery that rewrites the story of a battle. What began with a single whistle had now become a storm of strength, one that the enemy would never forget. When the dust began to settle, the echoes of the battlefield slowly faded into silence, leaving behind a scene that no one present would ever forget. The once confident enemy stood frozen in disbelief, their pride shattered by the sight of young cubs who had fought with the courage of seasoned warriors. Their weapons hung useless in their hands, their voices lost, and one by one they began to retreat, their steps heavy with shame. It was not the size of the cubs, nor their numbers, that had broken the enemy's will. It was their fearless spirit, the refusal to surrender even when defeat had seemed certain. The human stood at the edge of the field, his eyes filled with something deeper than pride. It was not victory that mattered most to him, but the transformation he had witnessed. These cubs, who had once trembled with fear and doubt, had discovered the fire within themselves. He watched them gather, their bodies marked by dust and exhaustion, but their heads held high, their eyes shining with something new. They were no longer just young ones who had been overlooked or dismissed. They had stepped into a world that demanded strength, and they had proven that courage was not measured by age, size, or experience. Each cub carried within them the memory of the moment when they chose to run forward instead of away, and that choice had changed everything. The human's whistle had been only a signal, simple and sharp, yet it had carried a message that words could not. It told them that they were not alone, that someone trusted them enough to stand behind them, and that trust had been the spark that lit their courage. The whispers of the day would travel far beyond the battlefield. Stories would be told, passed from voice to voice, about the cubs who had fought like lions. Elders would speak of it as a lesson, and young ones would listen with wide eyes, imagining the sound of that whistle and the charge that followed. It was not a story of overwhelming power or strength of weapons. It was a story of faith, of what happens when the weak stop believing they are weak and discover the truth inside them. The cubs had not just defended themselves, they had rewritten what it meant to be brave. The human knew that victories fade, battles are forgotten and enemies return, but lessons carved into hearts remain forever. He understood that the cubs would carry this day for the rest of their lives. Whenever fear tried to chain them, they would remember the moment they ran together, shoulder to shoulder, with nothing but their spirit guiding them. They would remember how their roars silenced laughter, how their courage turned disbelief into retreat. And in that memory, they would always find strength. Some of the cubs looked up at the human, their faces streaked with dirt, but their eyes filled with gratitude. They understood, even without words, that he had believed in them when no one else did. He had not given them strength, but he had reminded them that they already had it. That trust had changed everything. They were no longer defined by what they lacked, but by what they carried inside, the unshakable will to stand tall even in the face of giants. The battlefield grew quiet as the enemy disappeared beyond the horizon, their retreat leaving behind the echoes of a defeat they would never forget. The cubs stood together, their chests rising and falling with the rhythm of triumph. For them, this was not just the end of a fight, it was the beginning of a new way of seeing themselves. They were no longer shadows in the background of war, no longer small voices drowned out by the noise of others. They were a force, and they had proven it to the world. That day would be etched in history, not as a story of the strong crushing the weak, but as a reminder that strength is born in unexpected places. The cubs had become lions, not through claws and roars alone, but through trust, unity, and the belief that even the smallest hearts can carry the loudest courage. And for generations to come, when others faced fear and doubt, they would remember the lesson of that battlefield, that faith can turn hesitation into courage, and courage can turn cubs into lions.